In a house of prayer, one secret echoed louder than the hymns. Anwei was the first child in a family of 4, 2 girls, 2 boys. She was the kind of daughter every mother wished for, responsible, motherly, and caring. To her siblings, she was a second mother. To her own mother, she was a reliable hand. Whenever Mama had to step out, she could always count on Anwei. Besides being hard-working and respectful, Anwei was beautiful and charming. Boys admired her, girls envied her, and mothers praised her. They often told their children, "Look at Anwei, such a hard-working girl. Look at Anwei, so respectful and decent." Her angelic voice made her stand out in the Holy Divine Choir, the only church choir in the village. Because of her beauty, discipline, and voice, the Reverend Father Erasmus from Switzerland made her both choir mistress and youth leader. Within just 3 months, the choir flourished under her leadership. Anwei created a schedule for the youths for cleaning, cooking, and washing for Reverend Father Erasmus. Everyone respected her dedication. The church elders praised her publicly and showered her with gifts. Though jealousy brewed among the youths, Anwei stayed focused and prayerful. At 17, she became famous after her choir won first place in a singing competition that drew villagers from across the region. She was the lead singer and conductor, and her graceful movements left the crowd in awe. Suitors began arriving, young and old, rich and poor, but her father refused them all. "My daughter is still in school," he said. "Let her finish her education first." Then one day, 2 weeks into the second term, Anwei fell ill. She complained of headaches and weakness. Mama gave her herbs and painkillers, and she got better. But something in her changed. She began to sleep in class and seemed distant. Her teacher noticed and called her parents. Fearing witchcraft, they took her to the village herbalist, then to the village clinic. After a few tests, the nurse looked up and said something that froze Mama's heart. "Your daughter is 3 months pregnant." Mama screamed, trembling. "How? When? Who?" Tears rolled down her face. "My pride, my hope, how could you do this to us? How will I face your father, the women at church? Where do I hide my shame?" Anwei only bent her head and whispered, "I don't know." No matter how gently the nurse or her mother spoke, asking her who was responsible for her pregnancy, her answer never changed. "I don't know." When her father heard the news, he was silent for a long time. Then he said calmly, "Gather your things. Take us to the man who did this." Still, her answer was the same. "I don't know." Soon, the whole village knew. Anwei, the pride of the village, the preacher of purity, was pregnant. Rumors spread. Some blamed a young businessman who often visited and brought her gifts. Others said it was a town boy who deceived her. Reverend Father Erasmus and the church elders summoned Anwei and her parents. They urged her to reveal the man so they could arrange a marriage before her belly grew. Anwei looked at them and said firmly, "I don't know." "Were you raped?" asked the reverend. "No," she replied. Her calmness angered the elders. That day, Anwei and her parents were expelled from the church. Her father withdrew from her completely. Her mother cried day and night. Children mocked her at the stream. "Look at Holy Mary. When will you deliver our Jesus?" She bore it all in silence. Months passed. Her father refused to support her. Her mother struggled alone to prepare for the baby's arrival. On Tuesday at dawn, Anwei went into labor. Mama rushed her to the village clinic. Hours passed. The pain worsened, but the baby wouldn't come. In desperation, Mama ran to the parish, begging Reverend Father Erasmus to forgive them and come pray for her daughter. He refused. "The church forbids such sins," he said coldly. Mama ran home, took majanga and honey, and returned to the clinic. She rubbed the oil on her belly, whispering prayers to her ancestors. At 8 p.m., after one final scream, Anwei delivered her baby boy. Mama, waiting outside, heard the cry and rejoiced. "Thank you, my ancestors." But when she entered the ward, her joy turned to confusion. The baby was white. Trembling, she asked the nurses, "What is this?" They were silent. She sent for Papa. When Papa arrived and saw the child, his voice thundered, "Anwei, speak now before I kill you." With tears streaming down her pale face, she whispered, "It's Reverend Father Erasmus." Silence filled the room. Mama fell to her knees. Papa stormed out, sharpened his cutlass, and ran to the parish, but the Reverend Father had fled. The parish was empty, calm like a graveyard, no single soul around. Later, Anwei confessed that Reverend Father Erasmus had promised to take her to Switzerland when her time for delivery approached, if she kept his secret. Naive and scared, she had agreed. Days passed, months followed, and there was no news about Reverend Father Erasmus. The church closed down, and grass covered the church premises. Christians could be seen whispering in small corners of the village, wondering if that was the end of Christianity in their village. Anwei's predicaments increased. They mocked her for rejecting rich men only to get pregnant out of wedlock for a white man who used and dumped her. And others blamed her for standing in their way for salvation by seducing a servant of God. No one cared to know her own story. Anwei sat in the backyard with her bouncing baby in her arms, tears glistening on her cheeks. She whispered to her son, "My dear child, you are the fruit of my innocence and my pain. The world is judging me, and maybe they will judge you too. But remember, you are my precious gift from God. Maybe your father will return one day. Maybe he won't. Only time will tell. But I will always be here. I love you."